Welcome back inside the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center for the second of the All-Star Games on this Sunday, March 9th. The D-League boys taking the court now. The starting five for the away team, Team Dort. We've got Makai Morgan, Nicholas Woodrich, Mateo Moyes, alongside Terry Sinibus Alexander and Bryce Dennis. For the other side, the home team, Team Miller, who win the tip-off. Quick basket denied by Makai Morgan, who excited to see throw down a couple here today. For the home side, we've got Excel Hoops, Shiloh Brown, St. Jude's, Nicholas Wharton. With the ball right now, Aaron Sanchez, scratch that. Daniel Samuels from Victory. The running floater, no good from the hands of Shiloh Brown. Rounding up the starting five is Jamari Della Rose and Inspire Academy's Joshua Bokungu. Here's Della Rose looking for somebody. Bryce Dennis accepts that pass ahead to Nicholas Woodrich. 1-2 step in the lane, right-handed finish. Transition bucket here for Team Dort opens the scoring. Bokungu off the mark. Morgan with the rebound. And it looks like the home squad, Team Miller, a little shorthanded, just 4 subs, maybe 5 now as some more players start to pour into the gym. Meanwhile, the away squad, coached by Elvis Dennis, Team Dort have about 3 lineups at their disposal. No good. Second chance opportunity. Floater in the lane. Good for Mateo Moyes. The first All-Star game of the girls of the D-League came down to the wire, a 1-point victory. As that 3 finds the bottom for Daniel Samuels. Woodrich with the response. Back iron, no. Good offensive rebound. Moyes in the putback, gets it around the world and rolls down.
We're still seeing some high-intensity basketball. I mean, I know, to be fair, right now, for the away side, there's 3 Royal Crowns and 2 BCP athletes. So the team chemistry is pretty high, I would say, for the away side to start. But all credit is due to the home side as well. I mean, they're staying competitive. They're staying in it. I know it's an early one for a lot of these guys, too. So kudos to them to kind of being competitive to start off.
Yeah, well, it's not 9 o'clock like the girls had to tip off.
Fair enough. I agree.
Should have been in the gym an hour early warming up, riding the bike. Kenny St. Louis on the bike right now for the home squad. The second free throw missed by Shiloh Brown. He's got 1 more to go. It was fouled on a 3-point opportunity by Nicholas Woodrich. Brown sees the last one rattle through. Pull-up jumper, Moyes, no. Rebound, De La Rosa.
We were a bit worried off the front end because a home squad Miller, they were looking a bit short on the bench there. And I'm not talking about height, I'm just talking about the depth of players that they had. But now it seems like their bench is filling out a little bit. Makai
Morgan gives it up to Bryce Dennis. That pass intercepted by Daniel Samuels of Victory Academy. Picked up by Nicholas Woodrich in the front court. Spin move into the lane. Elevates. Left-handed finish. No. Fighting for the rebound ahead. Here's Nicholas Woodrich for 1 to beat. It's St. Jude's Nicholas Wharton. Some Nicholas on Nicholas. No good. The fadeaway from Woodrich. Ahead. Uncontested. Bokungu off the backboard and through. Moyes going to find the lane himself. Take it. That bounces in and out. Brown into the front court. Slows up. Uses the glass. Pushes his defender right out of the way. Terry Sinibus Alexander. Here's Moyes. Another offensive look for number 21 from Royal Crown. He sees that one in, and it's been the Moyes show early for the away team, Team Dort, coached by Elvis Dennis. Here's Brown. Top side. Gives it up. Wharton. Inside out dribble. Samuels from the elbow. No, Morgan with the rebound. Ahead. Another look for Moyes. Just lays it in.
I think he is solely responsible for the majority of the points for his team at the moment, but it's also he's so quick that he's just naturally getting open.
And he's got another look here. De La Rosa goes for the steal, and oh boy, an early contender for the MVP should Team Dort win. Mateo Moyes with the ball in his hands again. The ball seems to gravitate towards him. Kick to the corner. Bryce Dennis, shots up, bottom. So a handful of points, add an assist for Mateo Moyes, Royal Crown, the D-League champs, last weekend here on this floor. Shiloh Brown, nice spin move and finish.
We're seeing a lot of fast-paced game play, I want to say, and one of the differences between men's and women's basketball in terms of play style, a lot of the times the men will kind of look in to go for that quick fast break opportunity. It's usually presented a lot earlier on in the game, but I think I want to see them kind of they're comfortable with each other, but they're really only running through one player in terms of like the away squad. So I want to see them kind of rotating the ball a bit more, getting really comfortable with their teammates, and hopefully they can kind of share the rock a little bit more and get everybody involved.
So in for Team Dort now, Ezekiel Brereton alongside Jaden Lamb. Here's Samuels to the rack. No. That one, second chance opportunity, baseline attack. The lucky bounce. Gonna go for Joshua Balkungu. Trevor Uwayafor in, Father Henry Carr forward with his teammate, Cayenne St. Louis. Good defense, way to knock it loose from Balkungu. Brown into the front court. Circus shot, no good. Here comes Lamb, traipsing down the court. Tries to get by a pair of defenders. Is double teamed in the corner. Gets it to Makai Morgan. They're going to swing it top side. Shot is up, back iron, no good for Brereton. Good offensive rebound. And the putback. Missed. Two good looks. Left short.
The rim is very unforgiving on this court. Anytime it does a little bit of an off bounce, it's never going in. It's always going to go out.
St. Louis to the corner, stepping out of bounds.
Way out of bounds.
Way out of bounds. Got to be aware of those sidelines, Jaden Lamb. Got to be aware. And finally, we get our first look at a slew of substitutions for the home squad, Team Miller. In comes Kenyon St. Louis alongside Dylan LaFlamme. Polaris Preps, number 3, Aaron Sanchez Jr. LaFlamme takes it to the rack. Pedro Wamba joining the squad on the court. From CTA, Bill Crothers, number 2, Bill Crothers, number 2, Ezekiel Brereton, moving downhill. He has that one swatted away. And Garadut in as well for the home squad, CTA number 4. Baseline out of bounds, St. Louis to trigger. Jab step.
Out of bounds again.
Uwayafor stepping out of bounds. All right, let's set the line now, Sid. Over, under, out of bounds. What do you say, 6.5?
I'm going to say 8.5.
So you're going over.
Yep,
okay.
8.5 is I'm going to go over for that.
We're already at 2. Here's Kenny St. Louis from the wing. No. Offensive rebound, second chance opportunity. Pass. Polaris Prep corner. Sanchez Jr. no. Above everybody for the rebound, Wamba. Swallowed up by Lamb. Wamba given time and space. Casual walk-in 3. Got it off in time and drains it. Pedro Wamba. Nice finish from beyond the arc. Then gets back on defense. Hustles. Lamb for 3 with the response. Kenny St. Louis looking ahead. Lamb gets back on defense, knocks it loose, but the home squad still have it. Duke from the free throw line, no good. Off the top of the glass, that's still in play. Lamb grabs it. It's a 3-on-2. Lamb in the middle. Oh, fakes the pass, goes over. Second chance opportunity now. Fading away, leaves it short. St. Louis with the rebound.
Something that we should be aware of, I guess, for the All-Star games also when we get into the championship games, which we're kicking off the Trillium game next. Typically in most courts, once the ball hits the gray top part of the basketball net, it's considered out of bounds. But we've noticed that this weekend it's not considered.
No. So if it hits the stanchion or the scoreboard or something like that, that becomes out of bounds. Jabril with the thrill.
Interesting. I think they might have corrected it because the last time we were here at the Pan Am Center, there was a lot of question on if it hits the gray, is it considered in or if it's considered out. But I think now they've pretty much committed to the fact of if it goes over the backhand side or if it hits the score clock, then it would be considered out of bounds.
Team Dort ahead 22-17. So the home team wearing the dark uniforms in this game. The scoreboard here has 22-17 home, which would be Team Miller. But the PA announcer just mentioned it was 22-17 for Dort. So we got to get that figured out here, Sid. A little bit of a miscommunication between the scores table and us here in the broadcast booth. Going for the jam, no good. Rebound, ripped off the iron from Pedro Wamba. Kenny St. Louis finishes with the right, count the basket and the foul. Foul's going to go against Father Henry Carr's Trevor Weafor.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused by it, but yeah, they're going with the white jerseys are away for today's
That's
game.
the hockey
way
to do it. The light jerseys are away. I remember when they made that switch, how confusing that was. Kenny St. Louis finishes the three-point play. One of the best class of 2027s there is in the OSBA. Plays at a Full Circle Basketball Academy. Kevin Jeffers, the coach there. Here's Lamb on the near side. Working on Sanchez Jr. Oh, it's a run out. St. Louis got it off the backboard. Oh, just can't connect. And you know that these players want to have those types of plays in this types of game. But it comes really down to, especially if you're throwing off the backboard, you got to practice that play quite a bit to know, when your trailer's going to jump, what height they like it at, etc. Lamb pushes it ahead. Father Henry Carr's number 21 in the lane doesn't get it to go. Another 2-on-1 opportunity. Kenny St. Louis. He'll finish the play. Nice pass there from Sanchez Jr.
It's sometimes hard to even complete the lob in practice, so to do it against a guy who you don't usually play with, it's going to be hard to get that chemistry.
A minute left in the opening quarter. 3 from the side is good. Right in the face of Wamba. Sanchez Jr. attacks, kicks it back out. Vacating the open space with Sanchez Jr. Quick word there with his teammate. Apologies for the miscommunication, the expectation of where you're supposed to be. Here's Lamb. Pulls up from 3. Offensive rebound, second chance opportunity. St. Louis gives it up. Another offensive rebound. A little lackadaisical defense here from Team Miller.
I think no effort defense, at least on the boxing out. I'll give them that their closeout was okay. It was just the boxing out.
Wamba ahead. Stepping out of bounds. There's number 3. Line set to 8.5. We've got 3 out-of-bounds calls in the first 10 minutes.
I mean, you said it at 6.5 and I called the over?
Wow, you called it over on 8.5. Lamb ahead of the pack. He lays it in quickly.
The worst part is I'm a woman of my word, so I'm not going to
St. Louis with the full court heave. That doesn't have enough to get to the basket. At the end of the first quarter, 27-24. We think for Team Dort, we'll get that all figured out, and we'll get back with second quarter action here from the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. You're watching the D-League All-Star Game on OSBA TV on YouTube. We'll be right back. As we get set for second quarter action, we've made the adjustment. Team Dort, in fact, the home team wearing the dark uniforms. Just a little confusion there. But we got to figure it out. They are ahead by 3 as there's a foul in the first 7 seconds of the second quarter. Nicholas Woodrich of a Royal Crown walking with teammate to the free throw line. It will be the standout from the first quarter, Mateo Moyes, at the free throw line. Had about 9 points and an assist in 5 minutes played. He makes it a 4-point game for the home squad in the dark uniforms, Team Dort.
Just feels interesting to say. Home team in the dark uniforms, at least for basketball standards.
Bryce Dennis brings it up. Beckford now. Morgan, 1-2 stepping in the lane. Couple of chances for Team Dort, flushing it down. It doesn't go. Morgan gets the offensive rebound. Fighting for it. Kenny St. Louis is going to slow things down. Pushing it ahead. Contact at the top is going to go uncalled. Shiloh Brown finishes with the right hand, high off the glass. Here's Nicholas Woodrich. Thought about the pull-up. Steps inside. No. Fighting for the rebound. It'll fall into the hands of Nicholas Wharton. Kenny St. Louis, back iron. Shiloh Brown hands it off. Wamba drains the 3. Second chance opportunities coming in bunches for both squads. Team Miller ahead by 1 point. Moyes, no, back iron. Samuels takes it the whole way and finishes with the left over Moyes.
A very quick back and forth game here so far. No team is really setting anything up. They're kind of just relying on their athleticism at this point.
This feels like more of a traditional, not traditional, but as this day and age comes, traditional, wide open lane. And we get a two-handed jam from Pedro Wamba. But now, this day and age type of all-star game. Or the girls' game just before came down to the wire. Fouls, people throwing their body on the line, lineup changes, going for the win. Shalon Beckford gets a second chance there, puts it through. Beckford, a Team Ontario 15U gold medalist alongside Kenny St. Louis this past summer. St. Louis attacks baseline, hands it off. Wamba fading away. No good. Makai Morgan with the rebound and ahead. Saved. Moyes going for there is a lid on the basket on that end of the court for this home squad, Team Millers. They can't seem to flush it down when going up for the jam.
I also don't think you realize how far away he was from the net when he started his steps. Bit too far out. It's okay. He was doing the long jump reach. He just didn't make it.
The handoff and the finish. Wamba again at the rack. Credit St. Louis with the assist.
See Team Miller slowly pulling away now. 5-point lead here in this game, 35-30.
A trio of substitutions for the home squad. Team Dort bringing in Trevor Iwaya-4, Terry Sanibus-Alexander.
Also, to kind of point out another difference between the women's all-star and the men's all-star, there were plays that the coaches attempted to run. Yeah. They're inbound plays.
Play 1 and play 2.
Yeah, and you know what? And for the most part, most of them worked.
Ahead of everyone, blocked at the top by Wamba. Wamba says, you know what? There's an MVP up for grabs. I see what you're doing on one side of the ball, boys, but I got both sides of the ball working for me. Here's St. Louis. Off the backboard and through. So early MVP candidates here, Mateo Moyes for Team Dort and Pedro Wamba for Team Miller. Beckford gives it up. Kaya St. Louis back to Sanibus-Alexander. Uwia-4. St. Louis steps in, no. And St. Louis grabs the rebound. I'm going to have to call them by their first names. Wamba with the inside-out dribble, gets to the rack. If that goes in,
It was a good effort to get that off, though. I thought it was too low that he wouldn't be able to kind of flick it out.
Behind the back pass, foul, intentional foul from Kenyon St. Louis. is going to send Trevor Uweafor from Father Henry Carr to the line for a look at 2. We got a timeout on the court. 2 team fouls for Team Miller. They've worked themselves into a 7-point lead here in the second quarter. And it's looking just like a lot of transition basketball, a kind of whatever the defense is giving you kind of thing. And right now, Team Miller is just winning the offensive glass.
I think it's because their fast break passes are more effective. And I think the reason for that is they're spacing the floor better in opposed to Team Dort. Team Dort's too congested when they go down the center of the floor. So more often than not, they're kind of having to rely on either one person taking it in and hopefully going and making the layup, where in turn, Team Miller, they're spreading the floor so much that they're giving themselves at least 3 options every time there's a fast break chance, which is boding well for them. I mean, biggest lead that they've seen so far in this game, total of 7 points. So I think, again, we can only be so nitpicky with an all-star game, but maybe to kind of counteract that for Team Dort, collapse a little bit more. Don't allow the easy passes to kind of get in, and put your hand in the passing lane.
Sounds simple.
Simple enough, anyways.
At this point, I feel like a lot of these players have, a feel for the game in terms of the tempo, the pace, and just playing within the game itself. Again, Trevor Uweafor, Father Henry Carr at the line with a chance at 2. The intentional foul goes on Kenyon St. Louis. Offensive rebound, Uweafor downhill, floater, soft touch off the glass. Nicholas Wharton working in a lane, kicks it to the corner, shots up. Shiloh Brown, no. Beckford and St. Louis fighting for it. Teammates on that Team Ontario squad. 1 goal. Oh.
You wanted that mismatch down low.
Fighting, that's what you want for effort and energy. And guess who it's coming from? Wamba. Walking into a 3, Wharton, no. Beckford with the rebound. Ahead to Kaya St. Louis. Beckford, jump stop, floater, finds the bottom. Daniel Samuels walks into a 3, uncontested, tickles the twine. Kaya St. Louis over the timeline, picked up by Wharton. Tries to find his teammate, Uweafor. Almost loses it out of bounds. Now on the far side, Laflamme. Shiloh inside, leaves it short. Wamba above everybody for the rebound. Throws that one high arcer right next to the rim, and that follows through.
You wouldn't be able to tell that Wamba arrived late, didn't even get like a full-on proper warm-up with his team, and he's looking ready to go.
You don't got to get ready if you stay ready, Sid.
There it is, yep.
Here's Samuels, picked up by Beckford. Tries to find a lane, step through, Euro. Wow. And Daniel Samuels says, hey, there's an MVP up for debate. I want to be part of the conversation. Ezekiel Brereton kicks it to the corner. Uweafor, shots up, bottom. The other way, quick shot. Shiloh Brown exchanging 3s. Uweafor and Brown. St. Louis into the front court from the free throw line. Scoring coming in bunches here midway through the second quarter. It's the D-League Boys All-Star Game. Kenny St. Louis comfortable in the 3. That's off the mark. Brereton with the rebound. Working with Beckford. Sees the lane, keeps it, misses. Beckford accepts the offensive rebound. St. Louis working left. Tries to go with the scoop shot. No. Brereton kicks out. Shot is up. Sanibus Alexander. No. Another offensive rebound. St. Louis doesn't get that to go. Who's going to get it? Wharton. Ahead. Here's Samuels. 3-on-2. Kenny St. Louis to his right. St. Louis accepts the pass one-handed in. One fluid motion brings it from outside, inside, finger roll, finish. Kenny St. Louis, see ya on the top 10 countdown.
That was like very much Odell Beckham-esque, one hand. It's like he cradled the ball. You know, he took care of it. I'm not a big fan of one-handed finishes, but I don't mind it when it's that.
If you make it look pretty, how can you, and you finish, how can you be upset about it?
Exactly.
Bokungu in alongside Sanchez Jr., Dylan Laflamme, Ngara Dut, and Jomari De La Rosa. Lamb on the run. Finishes. Team Miller up 7. 2:30 left in the second quarter. Bokungu tries to find a lane. Good defense by Lamb. Pull up from the mid-range. No good. Makai Morgan with the rebound. Morgan's got about a foot and a half height difference above everybody else on the floor. He hands it off to St. Louis. Kaya St. Louis, top side now, working to the near side. Morgan again will find Brereton. St. Louis dancing in the paint, elevates, blocked at the top by Bokungu, but some contact on the arm as well. So Kaya St. Louis, Father Henry Carr, him and his teammate Trevor Owiafor here at the D-League Boys All-Star Game. Trying to cut into the 7-point lead that's been built in the second quarter by Team Miller.
He's actually starting to call a play for his team now when you bring the ball down. I mean, we weren't really seeing that from Team Dort during a lot of the first quarter, but they're actually coming down and calling a play. I'm so surprised when teams come into All-Star games and they have plays to run. I mean, it's pretty cool, actually.
Well, they were in the gym yesterday, had practice. Out and on the run, picked off, and just laid in Jabril. De La Rosa kicks it out. Bottom 3. You can score 2, but we're going to get the lead and score 3. If one team's scoring 3, the other team's scoring 2s, guess who's going to win, Sid?
I'm going to go with the team that scores 3. I think that's going to be my, my clinical assessment.
7-point lead now for Team Team Miller. This whole away and home thing is getting...
It's mixing me up.
Oh, man.
First of all, they switched sides on us.
Not to mention, did they switch sides, but then some players from one team are now on the other team.
It's just, yeah.
It's all fun here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. It's the All-Star Game.
It's keeping us on our toes, keeping things interesting so early in the morning. I mean, it's not so early anymore. It's like almost noon, but it's early enough.
Dylan Laflamme at the line.
What I will say, though, is that there's been no drop-off. My biggest fear with All-Star games is that you can be so relaxed that there can be high chances for injury or high chances for you just to kind of not really put your best foot forward. But I've seen none of that from the women's side and also the men's side so far.
Downhill, hit in the face, continues to play through it, and the foul is finally called on Polaris Preps. Aaron Sanchez Jr., Rain Jabril at the line. Second one leaves short. Moyes can't get the putback. It's a power play for the away squad. Bottom 3, Aaron Sanchez Jr. Nicholas Woodrich with a change of pace. Kicks it to the corner. Lamb going to attack baseline. Elevates. Nice soft touch. 20 seconds left in the second quarter. De La Rosa fakes the handoff, gets a lane. Makai Morgan can't make up the space in time. Mateo Moyes. 7 seconds left. Looking for a lane himself. And going to the line for a look at two, fouled from Dylan De La Flamme. Dylan LaFlamme. The first quarter, Mateo Moyes came out absolutely scorching. Was the first player to kind of raise the flag for MVP status should his team win. And then in that second quarter right now, it was Pedro Wamba doing everything the right way. And this first half comes to an end. Team Miller ahead 58-49 over Team Dort. 5 minutes on the clock for halftime. We'll step aside to be right back with third quarter action here from the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. You're watching the OSBA D-League All-Star Game. Stay with us. 20 more minutes of action from the D-League Boys All-Star Game. Team Miller ahead 58-49. Second half action about to get underway. A handful of these players listed as the D-League MVPs and the D-League defensive players. Multiple awards. Rain Jabril from Bill Crothers, Shalon Beckford, obviously here this afternoon. Kaya St. Louis, part of the defensive players squad. Josh Bokungu, Mackay Morgan, Daniel Samuels. Beckford has it on the wing. That's no good. Rebound brought down by Josh Bokungu. Daniel Samuels streaking down the court. Pulls up. Nice back cut. Okungu can't finish, but will go to the line for two.
That was a good eye there from Sanchez Jr. just to kind of keep a heads up, too, because he was coming off of the low block. And as soon as you turn the corner, sometimes you can get that quick off-ball movement pass, and he was able to kind of see it as soon as it was there, because it was only there for a second, so good on him.
Okungu good for two at the line. Miller up to 60. Team Dort trail by 11. Kick to the corner. Bryce Dennis, back iron, no. Rebound pulled down by Sanchez Jr. Looking ahead, but he gives that right up to Bryce Dennis moving forward. Beckford into the corner. No good. Offensive rebound. Dennis and the putback off the miss from Kaya St. Louis. Stolen right back. Here's Samuels. Gives it ahead into the corner. Shiloh Brown attacks baseline, up and under, no. Beckford's got a lane. Just the easy up and through. Nothing flashy. He goes by Lon Too Shifty on Instagram, and his game is a lot about handles, getting open, quick, change of pace. Not known for the open court dunks.
I was really hoping that I think a lot of people would have been shocked to see him do that, but again, in these kinds of games, just do a nice little layup.
Jabril, first team All-Star, misses the bunny. Okungu comes back, swat that one loose. First team All-Stars for the D-League are Jabril, Shalon Beckford, Isaiah Hamilton, who's out with a left wrist injury as Jabril sees it through, Kenny St. Louis, and Nicholas Witherich. Some of the second team All-Stars, Bryce Dennis, Wamba, Brown, Moyes, and Samuels. Acrobatic finish from Shiloh Brown, the second team All-Star. Here's Lamb putting the moves on. Gets the pullback jumper over Sanchez Jr.
Lamb is definitely fighting for that, or vying for that MVP spot.
What about the hustle from Jabril? 8-second backcourt violation. There's a first-team All-Star defensive player type of play.
Forces the timeout call, actually, for Team Miller.
And rounding out the All-Star team, third-team All-Stars, Lamb, Kaya St. Louis, McEwen. A couple of players absent from today, but the quality of the players on the court. You know, I know the first half was a little bit slower, a little bit more lackadaisical, but here in the second, you kind of feel like, you know, we're turning the temperature up, the dials maybe at about a 5 out of 10 now.
I've always said that with All-Stars, yeah, you come in and it's meant to be a fun game and keep your spirits high, but eventually everyone is competitive, right? And there has to be a winner. And I know for a fact that if I were to go to any one of these benches, they're going to be like, we're going to win, and it's going to be great.
We're going to win.
We're going to win. So just due to that, I think it's going to get friendly up until usually halfway through the third, start of the fourth quarter, and that's when it starts to get, okay, we're here to win now.
Especially if it's within reach, right?
Exactly. And we saw a beautiful example of that in the first All-Star game, the women's, to kick it off.
1-point victory there. That one came down to the wire. Shalon Beckford. There's the shiftiness that you're used to seeing from Beckford. Sanchez Jr. into the front court, hands it off. Samuels, near side. Brown working to the left. Has a shooter in the corner. Bokungu just off the mark. Pushing the pace. Dennis, no. 3-on-2 the other way. Shiloh Brown takes it himself. Misses, but right there to collect the rebound. LaFlamme. There's a foul traipsing down the right side. That foul's going to go on Bokungu.
I think on that one, it might have been hard because he was naturally just in a position where you'd have to reach around Lamb to get that ball, but...
For those watching, just want to update you. We're still at 3 out-of-bounds calls. The line was set at 8.5. Here's Bryce Dennis, far side.
Can I go back and switch it to what you
You
said?
absolutely cannot. Deep three, Bryce Dennis. No, Beckford fighting for the rebound. He will corral it. No one's going to pick him up. He'll pass it off. Lamb for a three. Bottom. We're knotted at 62. In case you're wondering, the home squad is wearing the dark uniforms. Away squad in the whites. Moving downhill. Blocked at the top. Second chance opportunities there for Shiloh Brown out of Excel Hoops. Shalon Beckford being locked down by LaFlamme. Jabril kicks it out. St. Louis, no. Above everybody for the rebound, Daniel Samuels. Had his pocket picked by Jabril. Gets it back over half. Yes, it's there. Shiloh Brown ahead. Should be an easy bucket, and it is for Joshua Bokungu. Jabril. Easy lane. No one picked him up at all in transition. There's a complete lack of effort. Right the other way. Fouled going up with it was Aaron Sanchez Jr. He'll go to the line. As we get a trio of Royal Crown players for the home squad, Team Dort, joined by Trevor Owiafor and Ezekiel Brereton. Bill Crothers and Father Henry Carr on the court as well for the home squad. Kenyon St. Louis back in alongside Jamari Della Rosa. And the two All-Stars from CTA, Pedro Wamba and Garadut. Sanchez Jr. at the line. It's a 4-point lead now. Team Miller ahead. 5:17 left in the third quarter. As the final substitution at that opportunity, Nicholas Wharton checks in for Team Miller. Here's Woodrich. Pass to Morgan. The handoff. Owiafor spins into the lane. Gets his defender in the air. Mid-range jumper. Good to go.
The only thing I'm kind of not disappointed about, but it just seems that the defense has kind of gone a bit to the wayside, and not just for any team in particular, for both teams. Like, no one's really boxing out. No one's really playing hard defense. They're kind of just allowing them to just get a free trip inside. There's a little bit of a shine of better defense, but I would love to see a little more because, again, this is a 2-point game, high-scoring game. I would just love to see the effort on defense be a little bit more there.
Woodrich picked up by Wharton. Gets the lane. Blocked at the top. Wamba, get that out of here. Pedro Wamba into the front court now. Anybody going to stop him? He's going to go with the left hand, leave it short. Ezekiel Brereton came over just in the nick of time. Kenny St. Louis can't put back the second chance opportunity. Wharton with the steal. The handoff. Wamba can't finish again. Off the shoulder of Owiafor. So another look here on the offensive side for the away team, Team Miller, who are ahead by 2. Kenny St. Louis to trigger. All the way back to the top side. Nice fake from the elbow. That's off the mark. Kenny St. Louis picks that up. Looking for Jamari De La Rosa, who's wearing like a dark gray jersey, but is part of the away team wearing all whites.
Which can, at some points, be a little bit confusing, but...
Makai Morgan. Fouled on the backside by Wharton. Side out of bounds as Mateo Moyes was looking for a lane to drive on the right-hand side. Moyes hasn't really stood out since that first quarter. He went on a 9-point run by himself. A deep 2 from Makai Morgan. Had maybe the chance to do one dribble and a half, a step back to make it 3. Does Wamba have a 3 in him? The step backs up, a little short.
As it stands right now, tie game, just about to hit the 3-minute mark left here in the third quarter. Both teams are kind of doing a good job of rotating the ball. I think that hasn't been either team's issue. They have clear shooters. Morgan again from beyond the arc. This time actually making sure he's stepping behind the line to get the 3 points. But the shooting has been next to none. The passing's been next to none for both sides here. I think as we kind of get down into the stretch a little bit, and both teams will turn it on more, I think, in terms of the physicality in the fourth quarter. But I think we're going to be seeing a lot more drives to the net than anything else.
Kenny St. Louis. You know, they call Steph Curry the babyface assassin. I feel like that nickname can be applied to Kenny St. Louis as well. Dude's an absolute killer on the court. Full Circle Basketball Academy. Team Ontario. Nice take, end-to-end Mateo Moyes. Ears must have been burning hearing us talk about him and his lack of production here in the second half. Wharton tries to put the moves on. Handoff, De La Rosa. Here's Kenny St. Louis now, top side working on Moyes. Wants the lane, kicks it out. That's off the mark. Here comes Brereton. Makai Morgan, Nicholas Woodridge. Extra pass is good. Can't see the ball through the hoop. Woodridge gets it. Second chance opportunity for Uweafor. Travel. Packed his bags but forgot his passport. Stopped at the border. Kenny St. Louis working on Moyes again. Like this matchup. The floater looking for a backside lob to Wamba. Here's Moyes in the open court. Goes up and throws it down with one hand. Change of pace. Floater, no good. Mateo Moyes again. He's got Woodridge ahead. Does he give it up? No, he keeps it. Inside out dribble. Finally, gives it to Woodridge. He'll tack down the lane. Gets the second chance opportunity and tip in. Nicholas Woodridge, nice with it. Team Dort ahead by 7. Getting some defensive rebounds out in transition. Nicholas Woodridge again finishing with the left.
A major dry spell so far for Team Miller. I mean, they were on a roll, but now they find themselves just off of a quick couple of baskets here to come out of Team Dort. They're down by 9.
Wamba. Just not enough on that one. Inside out dribble, Moyes, separation. Oh, the dump off to Morgan. And that's the kind of connection you get when you're teammates. 3 Royal Crown OSBA D-League champions on the court right now. They just happen to know where each other are at all times. Step through. Wamba thought about it. Instead, puts the rock to the deck, tries to work on Morgan. No, Woodridge behind the back. Has 2 ahead of him. Keeps it, takes it, and lays it in.
Just consistently back-to-back-to-back points. I mean, I know earlier Woodridge was getting a little bit upset with himself because the layups just weren't going down. He was making those strong efforts to the basket, but now it seems like he's finally found that sweet spot.
Stripped. 10 seconds left. Kenny St. Louis with the left finishes over Moyes. Brereton over the timeline, working on 2, tries to get separation, gets it off just in time, off the front iron and out of the back. 10 more minutes on the clock. Team Dort ahead by 9. And Team Miller had the lead for the majority of that third quarter. That final few minutes was just giving the ball away, second chance opportunities, not fighting for it in the paint. And if you're head coach DeJuan James, you got to have that conversation with your squad. Yes, it is an all-star game, but be competitive in your nature. Go out there and fight for a win.
If you're going to go down giving it the absolute best that you had, because then there's no questions on what if, or what if we did this, what if we could have done that. Like, you want to make sure, even if it's an all-star game, you're going out playing your hardest. That way there's no doubt that you didn't try.
Fresh 5 on the court for both squads. A little bit of a smaller lineup. Look for Jabril to take advantage of that. Rain Jabril of Bill Crothers, the biggest player on the court. He's set to trigger it in. Shalon Beckford, top side. Kaya St. Louis, handoff. Jabril with the finish. Shiloh Brown into the front court. Looking for the foul. You can't be looking for the foul. St. Louis, through contact, gets it to go over Aaron Sanchez Jr. Ahead, it's Wharton. He's going to go east to west with it. Give it right back, Sanchez Jr. Working on St. Louis, tries to spin. St. Louis stripped him. Beckford ahead. It's a Jabril. Misses a dunk on this end, but somehow gets his own rebound and just puts it off the glass. So Ryan Jabril has 2 dunk attempts and is 0 for 2.
The first one, he tried to go for the dunk. It fumbled in his hands, and he ended up saving it for the layup. This one goes for the dunk, but too hard and bounces off the backhand side of the rim, but again saves it for the layup. Third time's the charm, I think.
Bounce past Bryce Dennis. Beckford's cutting and lays it in. 91-74, the home squad. Team Dort pulling away. Shiloh Brown. The floater is good. Slowly but surely, the Trillium men's team starting to pour into the gym. Jabril, nice pick and roll with Bryce Dennis. And timeout. Just a minute and 38 seconds into the fourth quarter. Team Miller want to talk this one over before it gets way out of reach. As I mentioned, the Trillium men's final coming up at 1 o'clock. St. Jude's versus CTA, Canada Top Academy Red Team. Aaron Sanders will be on the call for that, joining us here in the broadcast booth. And then we move to the women's final. Crestwood Prep undefeated, taking on undefeated Capital Courts. And that all wraps up tonight with a 6 o'clock tip-off of the OSBA Men's Championship between Houghton Prep and Ridley College. If you're in the vicinity, come on down. Enjoy the games here in the gymnasium at the Toronto Pan Am Center. We're anticipating a rather electric 3 championship games. But before we get to that, we have the final few minutes of the OSBA D-League Men's All-Star Game. Team Dort ahead big, 93-76. Here's Daniel Samuels, double teamed, gives it up. Sanchez Jr. gets that intercepted pass. Jabril for the block, and he lands hard on his hip. Comes up wincing, kind of laughs it off, stretching out that right hip. He'll be all right. LaFlamme over the top. Samuels, shot is up, too short. Here's Lamb, ahead to Beckford. Beats Shiloh Brown and finishes with the left. Team Miller looking for some sort of spark. Nicholas Wharton. Shot is up from LaFlamme, no. Samuels with the offensive rebound. Lamb tries to strip him, gets him on the arm.
I know in the earlier games yesterday we were talking about how slippery the floor can get, and for some odd reason during the final or the semifinal games, yesterday. There was a lot of people like kind of slipping on the floor. But my only thought is even though this is an all-star game, we do have the guys falling on the floor. There could be some wet spots, and there's not really like a court sweeping action happening.
I mean, they got the janitorial mop.
Correct. It's there. It's just no one has actively done it so far. So I think that's just something to be mindful of for the players.
Bryce Dennis over the timeline. Working with Jabril, takes it himself. Blocked cleanly by Wharton, knocked out of bounds. Team Dort retained possession, baseline out of bounds. 13 seconds on the shot clock as we see Pedro Wamba check back in.
Wamba really, really wants that big picturesque dunk. I mean, he has one for sure, if I'm not mistaken, possibly two of just like a subtle two-hand jam, but he really wants the lob to just grab it and slam it right in the net.
He snags that rebound, is out on the run, tries to find a lane, gives it up. Samuels, 1-2 stepping, kicks to the corner. Here's LaFlamme. In through traffic, Wamba with the second chance opportunity, make it a third chance opportunity, and Pedro Wamba heads to the free throw line for a look at two. And right now, he's, the engine of effort for the team Miller. As Kenny St. Louis moves to the scorer's table to check back in, Wamba misses the first. Makes good on the second, and in comes Kenyon St. Louis. Going to take out Nicholas Wharton. Bryce Dennis of Brampton City gives it up. Shalon Beckford with the pull-up, no good. Wharton with another defensive rebound. Double teamed at the timeline. Beckford causes the turnover with Dennis. The drop off to Dennis. Too strong. Kenny St. Louis puts the moves on Jabril. Underhand pass. Shiloh Brown. Extra pass to Flom. Met at the top. Blocked by Lamb.
It was a good attempt, obviously, the missed layup for Dennis, but he was the key reason why there was a turnover at the top. But that's a solid timed block, though, I will say, for Lamb and able to get back on defense.
Shiloh Brown steps into the lane. Jabril strips him. Bryce Dennis ahead of the pack. Off the backboard for Jabril. Don't think the two were on the same page there, especially with Wamba coming back. Not too sure that was the right play.
I don't know if there's many chances you're going to get with Wamba in a position where you can kind of get him in a poster chance. Also, Lamb there looks like he's tweaking his ankle a little bit, walking back.
Yeah, he slipped. That was just a nice handoff to the Flom. Yeah, Lamb tweaked his ankle, slipping near the three-point line. Yeah. And let's get the sweepers out there as we see one coming from the baseline here. All right, Team Dort ahead 95-77. A little back-and-forth action. Wamba bringing some defensive effort to Team Miller. This one, is it out of reach? 5:58 left. I don't know. I think you make a good, 6-0 run, and then all of a sudden it's a different game.
I also think that Team Miller needs to be a lot tighter on defense. Traditionally, their play style for this game, at least, has been one person inside crashing. Whoever gets the rebound, you go for the one kick out, and then you kind of push up. But I think they need to have at least two players back. They're trying to have too many cut early. I know I kind of mentioned it yesterday where if the other team's on a fast break and you want to kind of cheat and stay around the half-court line, fair enough, you can. But in the same breath, too, you don't want to leave so much that there's no one there to support your team on the breakout. So I think on that, Miller's team can do a little bit better.
Team Dort have it on the baseline. Mateo Moyes over the timeline, quickly turns around, finds a lane, loses the handle. Official says it was tapped out of bounds by Team Miller. So Nicholas Wuthrich on the baseline to trigger. Makai Morgan picked up closely by Wamba. Wamba stays with him step for step, making life difficult for Morgan.
Solid
and they
defense.
Turn it over. Kenny St. Louis pulls it back. They're going to reset at the top. They're clearing out. Pass into the corner. De La Rosa stuck. Bailed out. Oh, jeez. Joshua Bokungu looking for the hammer. comes up empty. That felt a little personal.
Bukungu got a lot closer than I thought he would have, but for some reason, it's just like he jumped and he just kept getting higher and higher, and it just almost went in but hit the back end of the rim. At least he's able to head the line, though, for the 2 extras. Sink the first one. Hopefully he can go over the second.
Bukungu of Inspire Academy drains both. Here's the full court press. Well, that was broken quite easily. Nicholas Woodrich displaying the handles. Kicks it out. Makai Morgan, he can drain it from 3. That's back iron. Fighting for the rebound, De La Rosa. Here's Joshua. Oh, Bukungu gets the second chance to throw it down and makes no mistake. 4 straight points for Bukungu. 95-83. And the response from Mateo Moyes. All smiles for Moyes. Kenny St. Louis keeps with the left. Scoop score.
On your point about Moyes, he's been having fun all game. Every single basket, you can see him just smiling from ear to ear. Like, he's just having the time of his life out there.
Woodwich off the side of the backboard. St. Louis ahead of the pack. Takes it right into the body of Morgan. Shot attempt, no. Second chance opportunity, good for Team Miller. 13-point lead for Team Dort. 4:23 left in the fourth quarter. Mateo Moyes. Flurry of moves, stripped. Joshua Bukungu. Makai Morgan working on Wamba. Gets the step. Wamba's with him. That doesn't go. It's a 2-on-1. St. Louis just going to lay it in casually, as he does.
I don't want to say that I kind of maybe instilled a little bit of excitement with Team Miller, but
take all the glory.
Their defense has been a lot more active recently.
Boys, who knew the bank was open on Sunday? Mateo Moyes did.
But also, what can you do? You can't really do anything to defend that.
I mean, you had a hand up.
You were as close as possible.
Good closeout. Bukungu hands it off. De La Rosa kicks it back out. Deep 3. St. Louis, no. Makai Morgan swallows the rebound. Mateo Moyes putting on the moves. Kicks it out. Oweafor, that's long. Woodwich there to collect the loose ball. Oweafor wants it in the paint. Gets his defender in the air. Finishes through contact. 103-89. Team Dort ahead. Loses the handle. St. Louis is going to pick it up on the baseline. Look for Wamba. Easy off the backboard and through. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. St. Louis strips the inbound pass. Up and under. Gets the bounce to go. It's a 4-point swing. Just like that. Woodrich into the front court. Takes the 3. He's working on Big Wamba. Into the paint with the right-handed hook. Runner, wow. Nicholas Woodrich. You will see you on the highlight reel.
Kudos to him because he is Woodrich is one of the players that he never gives up on a play, either until he loses the ball or the other team has it going the other way. Like, he's committed to see it through.
St. Louis drags it to the corner, doesn't get the bounce. Mateo Moyes with the rebound. Who's going to pick him up in transition? Anybody? Gets right to the rack, doesn't get to go. Second chance opportunity left on the rim. Third chance blocked by Wamba. He swallows up the rebound, gives it up to Kenyon St. Louis. 1-on-3. St. Louis pulls up from deep, sees it all the way through. 105-96. 9-point lead. Woodrich into the front court. Pulls up from the free throw line. No good. Wamba with the rebound. Here's Kenny St. Louis. Ahead. Bukungu. There's a cut. De La Rosa. No call. Morgan. A little contact there. Woodrich just going to float it up. No. Overthought it. 1:35 left. St. Louis. Sidestep 3. Who's going to attack the paint? Anybody? Somebody from the free throw line. Doesn't get it to go. And Mateo Moyes.
At that point, go in. Don't rely so much on the 3. I mean, I know St. Louis has been pretty hot from the outside, but you don't ignore the fact that you can make a layup.
Foul called on the backside as Kenny St. Louis traipses down. And it feels like, Team Miller is right there. They were right there. One stop, an extra chance opportunity. Everybody was kind of waiting for somebody else to take charge on the offensive side.
But I think that's the problem, too. I mean, St. Louis is turning up now, yes, but there needed to be a consistent leader earlier on in this game than the fourth.
St. Louis thought he was fouled. Makai Morgan tries to trace down that ball. Last touched by Team Miller, so Team Dort have it with 1:03 left deep in the backcourt. They got to get it over half court in the next 4 seconds, and that's way too easy. Withrich to Jabril. Feet set. Threes up. Flush. Here's Wamba. Jabril strips him, but then gets called for the reach-in. Maybe got Wamba on the chin there. It looks like Wamba's kind of massaging his jaw. Josh Bukungu, baseline to trigger. As we get a substitution, Shiloh Brown in for Jamari De La Rosa. Wamba at the line, drains the first one, tries to bring his team to within 10 points. Crazier things have happened. Misses the second. Makai Morgan stripped.
Foul on the push, actually, down low.
So back to the free throw line. Wow. Left that one short.
More legs.
The second goes. Withrich. Guarded well by Kenny St. Louis. Ahead to Jabril, gets it right back. Withrich playing keep away. Turns the corner. In the lane. The floater is good. Nicholas Withrich, and he puts his hand up looking for a foul. Team Ontario teammate Kenny St. Louis got him on the arm. Withrich, shot clock off. Forced to give it up. Kaya St. Louis finds Morgan traipsing down, but no possessions off for Pedro Wamba, who rejects him at the top. We get another look. Wamba comes across and says, nah, not today. Makai. Jabril, extra pass. Toe on the line. That's not going to go. Rebound Bukungu. The half-court heave, is this the one that we see today? No, he overcooked it. And Team Dort win by 12. 110-98 the final. Some great performances up and down the list for Team Dort. Shalon Beckford showing his moves. Nicholas Withrich, a couple of bunnies right from the mid-range. Kaya St. Louis. But my bet for the MVP is Mateo Moyes, who had a great first quarter. Great start to the fourth quarter. Looking at Team Miller, obviously Kenny St. Louis, Aaron Sanchez Jr., Joshua Bukungu with the one-handed hammer. Shiloh Brown, a great performance as well as Dylan Laflamme and Danielle Samuels. All these athletes on the court, deserving all-stars, had great seasons with their respective teams as we await the announcement of the D-League All-Star Game Boys MVP.
I could even make a case for Jaden Lamb at this point, too. I think he did pretty fantastic. I also think he was consistent a little bit earlier on in the game, but it's definitely going to be a close one for me. But he would be definitely my solid pick.
As we await the presentation, Claude Nemhard going to do the honors here at the Toronto Pan Am Center. Again, 3 more games, all championship games, coming your way this afternoon on OSBA TV on YouTube. It is the Trillium men's final between St. Jude's and CTA Red, followed by the women's final. Undefeated Crestwood Prep taking on undefeated Capital Courts. And then Houghton Prep and Ridley College, the OSBA men's championship to cap it all off. Elvis Dennis, head coach of Brampton City Prep, getting awarded the Coach of the Year award here. Another trophy for the cabinet. There he is, Elvis Dennis. He was part of the Team Ontario coaching squad this past summer at York University. And there it is. Mateo Moyes wins the OSBA D-League All-Star Game MVP. Great first quarter, 9 straight points. He went on a 9-0 run by himself, capped it off with a beautiful assist down low. And there he is with Claude Nemhard smiling for the cameras. What a great future Mateo Moyes has here in the OSBA, especially at a school like Royal Crown. They are the D-League champs. Royal Crown took home the championship in the D-League for both the boys and girls game. Trillium men's final coming your way at the top of the hour, 1 o'clock. We'll see you then. We'll be joined by Aaron Sanders. It's J.J. Evison alongside Sydney Holmes saying not goodbye. We'll see you later.
After the rain.